Hello there. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me today on this wonderful Saturday. I hope you are enjoying your weekend and maybe you're doing something fun. Maybe you're relaxing or, maybe you're just going to pop on here, whether it's live or on the replay. I'm so happy to have you either way. So in case you don't know who I am or in case, you've never been here before and you're just joining for the first time, my name is Teresa Cantley, and I help small businesses, brick and mortar businesses, to really clearly define, who they are and what they do and the vision for their business. And then we can take that and we can build a strategy to really help them have an amazing customer experience and to build a strategy to grow. And then we actually build a plan to execute and implement. And I love working with small businesses. And I used to own a retail store myself. And now I have my coaching business. And I am just so happy to have you guys here. I've been teaching these classes all week, and we're covering topics anywhere from marketing to branding to business strategy and everything in between, building a team. And I'm so glad you're here. In case you haven't, there is a worksheet for today's class, which is all about keeping it real in business and all about talking about steps that you can take to create good content. Content that really connects to your customers, connects to the people that you're trying to attract into your business. So if you've been writing content and maybe you've said to yourself, I'm not really sure what to put out there. Or maybe you're saying, I'm not really sure what I'm saying, and I'm not really sure, I'm just going to put another promotion out there. I work with a lot of retail stores and I work with restaurants and, local brick and mortar businesses. And, I see a lot of, we're just going to put more promotions out. We're just going to put coupons out. We're just going to, just talk about our sales that we have. And they start to wonder, I'm posting all this stuff and I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not getting any response. My business isn't growing. What am I doing wrong? And, and sometimes they're even posting stuff and it's like, there's crickets, and I mean, honestly, when I first started my business, I went through the same thing. You're just posting things and it's like, okay, what's going on here? This isn't connecting. So, and this is what we're going to talk about today. In the guide, so if you're struggling with this, don't worry, hang in there till the end because we're going to talk about it. But in this guide, I actually give you 7 different things that you can consider. But today we're only going to talk about the top 3, the most important 3. So, like I said, I used to own a retail store. I worked in corporate America, and I've been in marketing for probably about close to 20 years now. And, when I was in corporate, we used to, in my marketing department and everything, my boss used to always say, oh, well, just copy what somebody else is doing, copy what this person's doing, or copy what that person's doing. They had a great promotion running on refrigeration, let's just copy theirs. And I used to always say, no, there's more to it than that. And of course I didn't listen to what he said, but, there's more to it than that. There's more things that you can connect to, and we're going to talk about those things today. So if you haven't downloaded that worksheet, download the worksheet or get some paper and pencils because we're going to take some notes today, and we're going to talk about, what you can do to really, really stand out from the crowd and really make your content authentic. So let's start from the beginning, and figure out what you can post. So let's start from the beginning. So a lot of people say to me when I first start working with them, we talk about content, and they're like, what is content? Well, content is really anything that you put out there. It's blog posts, it's social media posts, it's videos, it's any kind of lead magnet or free piece of, whatever that you put out there. So what we want to do when we're creating any of that, and it really, your content really takes into account your brand. We've talked about branding, and I did another class on this, where your brand is more about just colors and your logo and lines and fonts and text that you use. It's about more than that. It really connects to, what's inside you and what's inside your business. It connects to, the experiences that you had and your story. And, we talk a lot about that. So when you're creating this content, like I said, it's part of your brand. You want to take into account, you want to take people on a journey. What kind of journey do you want to take them on? And a lot of people, and with brick and mortar, they say to me, well, I don't really have a journey. Yes, you do. Everybody does. Everybody can take their customers on a journey. So you want to think about, what kind of journey do you want to take people on? Is it just to, solve a problem? Is it just to, have them come into your business and eat food and leave? What does that journey look like? Is it just to come in and shop in your store and leave? If you think about it, I think it's more than that. Definitely much more than that. Is it, like I said, is it, what kind of journey do you want to take them on? What kind of problem do you want to solve for them? What kind of solution do you have for them? And everybody, I don't care what business you are, from yoga studios to retail stores to restaurants, there's always a solution that you have for something that someone else is struggling with or that they're frustrated with. And so many people, they don't believe that until we really dig in and we do this. And the last piece of this is, to really connect to your customer, to connect to those people that you want to attract more of, your tribe, your community, to really connect to them and really start to build that relationship. And that is so, so important. And that gets communicated. All of these things get communicated in your message and what you're putting out there. So if you're constantly putting out coupons, or you're constantly saying, get 20% off on this, get $5 off on this, come in and get buy one, get one free. What ends up happening is people see a lot of that all over the place and it becomes white noise. So when you're putting that out there all the time, you're going to be posting to crickets eventually. And with some of these platforms, things that are overly promotional, overly salesy like that end up hiding your posts and you won't really see, people won't really see it. But if you're creating good, valuable content that can connect and that is really authentic to who you are and you're not copying from somebody else, you're going to be attracting people like crazy because it's true to you and it's also connecting with something that they really need, something that is of value to them. And, I have a couple one-on-one clients because I do one-on-one consulting. I have a couple one-on-one clients who, when I start working with them, they're like, well, all we can post is coupons because that's all we have. And it's like, no, let's get really to the bottom of what your story's about. It's not just about the fact that you sell frames or you sell gifts and you're a gift store. It's about, what does your story look like? Maybe you were a teacher in a past life, maybe you were a teacher in your previous role and you're very creative and you're very crafty and, yes, you have a gift store, but maybe it's more about that. Maybe it's about, and I actually do have a client that does this. It's more about teaching people how to, make their house more comfortable and warm and be creative when they're decorating. It's not just about having a gift store. It's about more than that. So, you want to think about what kind of journey you want to take people on, what value you're providing, and also what, maybe a solution that you're providing. So these top 3 things that we're going to talk about, and the other thing is, I just want to say this really fast, is beyond anything, just make sure that you're not copying. If something is working for someone else, it might not work for you because it's not your story. It's not your set of experiences. So when you see something that someone else is doing, you might look at it and say, oh, I kind of like that, but make it your own. Always take it and make it your own so that it always stays true to you and stays true to what you're about and what your business is about. So let's talk about these 3 things. And when we talk about these three things, you can take all this and you can connect it together and really create some amazing stuff. So number 1 is, what are your unique strengths? What do you excel in? What are the things that your business does well? Maybe what are the things, like I said, I have a client who used to be a teacher and now she owns a gift store. What are those things that you've experienced in your story and in your life that you love and that apply to why you started your business in the first place? And I get a lot the excuse of, well, I don't really have unique strengths. Well, yes, you do. Everybody does. Yes, there are many different restaurants, but you can have a unique experience at a restaurant. You can be a pizza shop. You could be an ice cream parlor, and you can have things that you excel in. It might be the experience that you create. It might be the food that you serve and the story behind the food that you serve, or the cupcakes that you make, or the ice cream that you make. It all has to do with those things that you excel in, and only you know what they are. But it's taking those and writing those down, and you'll find that what those unique strengths are and the things that you excel in tie back to why you started your business in the first place. And you will find that those things will connect to whatever it is, the person that you're serving, and whatever it is that they're frustrated with, or that they're passionate about, or that they're struggling with, or whatever. You'll start to see a connection between those things. So the first thing is, like I said, what are your unique strengths? What are the things that you excel in? You know, I have people that I work with where they excel in storytelling. One of their big things is storytelling, and taking that and putting that theme throughout their business, whether it's in the restaurant or in a store. You know, they incorporate that into everything that they do. So write down those unique experiences that you have and those things that you excel in your business. Just write them down on a piece of paper. And the next thing is, we've been talking about this a little bit, who is it that you're trying to attract? What does that person look like? What demographic is it? You know, what are the things that they're frustrated with that relate to your industry? What are the things that they absolutely love that relate to your industry? What are the things that they're struggling with? What are the problems that you're having? Think about all those things. You know, so many people constantly think about, okay, I want to put a promotion out there, or what do I want to do? And they don't take a minute to stop and really think about who it is that they're serving, who it is that they want to attract, who is their customer, and what does that person need? Because, you know, what it comes down to is our business, it's not just about us. It's not just about us. It's about how we can help other people and how our business can help other people. So many, many businesses, and a lot of the big stores, you know, don't do this as much, in my opinion, is think about who is your customer. Who is your customer, and how what you do, how it can help them do something better. And that's part of that journey that we talked about in the beginning of what you want your content to do. Take them on a journey. So if you're clear, or get clearer on who it is that you're trying to attract in the first place, you can create better content that's going to resonate with them. So that's number 2. Number 3 is, what value are you providing in your content? You know, are you providing some kind of a result? Are you or can you help them get some kind of a result? What are you helping them with? Maybe you're helping them to solve some kind of a problem. What are you teaching? Maybe your content is teaching something. Maybe your content is telling a story, literally telling a story. I have another customer who, like I said, they excel in storytelling. So a lot of their content, even though they're talking about a ring that they might sell, that maybe there's a symbol behind the ring, or maybe there's, you know, something that has to do with Celtic culture. They weave that story in, and they actually weave in and teach you something about it, instead of just sheerly posting, you know, just posting about a product. And they've seen, since they started doing this, they've seen such an increase in the engagement with the people that they're trying to attract, with their customers. So focus on what value are you putting out before you sit there and you post a picture of your dog or your cat or whatever, you know, and just to post something. Think about, okay, what value am I providing? Is it entertaining? Because that's valuable, you know, if it's something that's entertainment. You know, if you're doing a video, like, are you teaching something? Are you helping them to get results in something? If you think about that first before you actually put stuff together, it's going to connect better. So let's review these 3 things. So first of all, number 1, what are your unique strengths? What are the things that you excel in your business? And you just write them all down. Who is it, number 2, who is it that you're trying to help? Who is it? Who is your customer? What do they look like? What's their demographic? What are they struggling with? What are they frustrated with that's related to your business? As well as, what do they love that's related to your business? write all that down. And the way that I like to do it is I put it in columns. Okay, so you can go back and match it up. And then what value do you provide? What problem are you solving? Are you teaching something? Are you trying to help them get results in something? So when you write it all down in like side by side in like columns, you can start to see how what you do and what your strengths are can help them solve a problem or help them with something that, I mean, if they love something, you can do more of that. And then also that value that you're providing them. So you can see the things that you're creating, like maybe, as to give an example, you're really good at storytelling. And the person that you're really good at storytelling, and you have all these products in your store that have stories related around them between the artisans that made them, or like if you have a ring that has some kind of a Celtic knot or a Trinity symbol, like what does that mean? And then what value you're providing. So people love to hear about that kind of stuff. They love to, instead of just constantly saying, get this ring or get this bracelet or, come in for pizza, when you're telling a story behind it that's related to, something that you're really strong at in your business, it's just going to connect better because it's coming from a place of authenticity, and not something that you're just trying to copy or just trying to just sell. People get tired of being sold. So, when it comes back to that the statement, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So if you're more authentic and you understand, the value that you're providing, and you understand what your customer wants, you can connect that to what you do best and provide and create something that's more authentic, something that connects better. And in the end, you're going to attract more customers. I mean, you can have the best store in the world. You can have the best products in the world. But if you're not attracting people and you're not bringing them to you with the things that you're putting out there, well, it's kind of senseless. So the more you can be you and insert you into what you're doing, and the more that you're focusing on value and not just pushing stuff out there, the more you're going to attract people. The more you're going to have an engaged, community that really wants to hear from you more and more, because they know that when they hear from you, it's going to be something entertaining and fun and, something that they absolutely love and can't do without. So the next time you're going to put a post out, think to yourself, what value am I providing here? And does this really connect to what my business is all about and the why behind my business? Like, why am I doing my business in the first place? And you're going to see such a difference in your engagement if you do this instead of just randomly putting stuff out there. The other thing that's really, really key with when you're creating content, just a little bonus here, is you want to make sure you're consistent. So if you post and then you don't post, you post and people love it, and then you don't post for like 3 weeks, well, you created this amazing content over here and people loved it and they connected with it, but then you didn't post for 3 weeks, so they kind of forgot. So the more consistent you are and the more consistently you're posting, the better, because people are going to be super engaged with that. And they're going to they're going to love it, and they're going to love to hear from you, and they know when they can hear from you. So try and stay consistent. So hopefully you have a little bit more insight as to how to create amazing content that really connects with people, and you're going to see such a improved engagement with people, whether it's on social media or blogs or emails that you send out. You're going to have better open rates, videos that you do, so that you're not just putting random stuff out there. And I see so many small businesses just posting content just to post content. They just post a picture or something with no caption on it, or they're just posting, sales all the time. And then they ask, I didn't really have any likes. I really didn't have any shares. I didn't have any engagement. Like, nobody really saw it. So we want to just make sure that we are, following these things, and we're just focusing on putting out value and making sure that it's valuable, it's interesting, and it's what people want. So again, if you haven't downloaded this worksheet, make sure that you go ahead and download it. And then the other thing is, if you want to learn more about this and you're saying to yourself, you know what, okay, this is starting to connect, but I think I need a little bit more help. I am teaching a free live masterclass here on Facebook, and you have to register for it on April 11th, which is coming up this Wednesday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time, 2 o'clock if you're on the West Coast. And we're going to be we're going to talk a little bit more about, the 3 big mistakes that I see a lot of small businesses making. And if you're making them, we're also going to talk about how you can stop making them, and what you can do to avoid them. So we're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about 3 giant myths that small businesses have, brick and mortar businesses have, that we're going to just bust those myths. And we're going to talk about how and why they're not true, and what you can do also to move your business forward and just forget about those myths. And then the last piece is we're going to talk about my 6-step process that I use with my one-on-one clients to help them to, define their vision and start really building their business and scaling it. So I have this on the 11th, and what we're going to be talking about also in this masterclass, and I'm just going to give you, since it's Saturday and this is a little bit more of a, casual conversation here, but I am launching a new 6-week small business group coaching session, small business intensive, and it's called Reboot Your Business. And we're going to talk all about this new program, and you're going to get all the details on it. It's going to be amazing. I'm taking everything that I do with my one-on-one people and how I have helped them to build their businesses, and we're putting it into a 6-week program of what you can do first. What you can do first if you're struggling, or you feel like your business has plateaued and you're not really sure what to do to move forward. Maybe you're struggling with cash flow. Maybe you're struggling with this content message and you can't attract customers into your store. We're going to be talking all about that and what you can do in the first 6 weeks to really turn things around and get things moving forward. So I hope you can join me for my free masterclass. It's going to be live. We're going to be chatting about all kinds of stuff. It's going to be packed full of value. There's going to be some really cool bonuses. So hopefully you can join me. And if not, maybe you can catch the replay. But I just wanted to give you a sneak peek about this program that I'm going to be launching next week. It is going to be amazing. And the results that I've seen people have are absolutely incredible, between growing their email list, building a more engaged community on social media, and just increasing the revenue in their business. So I hope you can join me on Wednesday. I will put the link in the comments below so that you can register. And I thank you so very much for joining me today. I hope you feel a little bit more confident and better about creating your content, and creating content that is really going to resonate with people and attract more of who you're trying to attract. So I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, a great rest of your Saturday. And again, don't forget to register for my live masterclass, and I look forward to seeing you there. So take care, have a great rest of your weekend, and thanks for joining me.